In southern Africa, Zimbabwe is home to some of the world's most magnificent elephants. These are the Great Tuskers. But this unique Tusker gene pool is diminishing each year, dwindling forever to poaching and unethical trophy hunting.
They have the right to live just as we do, you know?
Big Tuskers are becoming increasingly rare these days.
And that's why we've got to take it seriously.
Now, for the first time ever, in an attempt to hold on to these great animals, the Zimbabwe National Parks Authority is allowing a dedicated team to attempt to collar and monitor 3 great tuskers from 3 different Zimbabwean national parks. Each elephant must have distinct and different characteristics, unique to the habitats in which they evolved.
You've got an animal with a specific talent.
Wow, I've never been this close.
Should these great tuskers wander outside the national park boundaries, trophy hunting of these 3 animals will be strictly forbidden. This is a quest to save an outstanding gene pool in an attempt to let it thrive for generations to come. Join this team of motivated people appealing for ethical thinking to preserve an international treasure.
This is pretty intense.
Our mission? Let the great Tusker gene pool thrive.
And the message that we want to share with everyone is that these great Tuskers, they need us. They need help, and they need it now.
An introduction to our dedicated team on the ground.
That's amazing.
Meet Craig Van Zyl, armed with an animal science degree and over 20 years of professional guiding skills.
But they're not just any old wild animal. They're the most special wild animal.
Also known as the Elephant Whisperer, Craig's contagious passion for elephant conservation is second to none. My name is Kate Hockley. I'm an Australian and I came to love the Great Tuskers purely by chance.
About 3 years ago, Kate came and did a show with us called the Big 5 Challenge, and a number of contestants were selected. And I was fortunate enough to partner with Kate. What was great for me was to see someone that had a genuine or similar passion for animals, in particular elephants.
And one of the things that drew me to Craig was that he treats each elephant like an individual. So instead of saying, I love elephants, Craig showed me that each elephant is so special and so unique in its own way, and they each deserve to be protected.
I think her living there, she wanted to find out if there was something she could do.
Back home in Oz, I vowed to come up with funding to help save these great Tuskers. 2 years later, I'm now back with the goods.
It's really great to see someone coming in from outside and having such a passion for these animals.
Dr. Chap is one of the most capable and respected wildlife vets in Africa. He'll go to any lengths to ensure the utmost care for these elephants.
Fantastic work, Chap.
Together, we're about to set out on a pretty lofty mission. Preserve the great Tusker gene pool at all costs for generations to come. In this episode, our intrepid team continues our mission on the shores of Lake Kariba in the Matusadona National Park of Zimbabwe. Find out about these particular elephants and how one population of tuskers is so different to the next. Craig and Chap explain the fascinating makeup of elephant bones. Our team explore on foot, boat and vehicle in search of our next bull to collar. And to everyone's amazement, an extraordinary tusker of days gone by makes his appearance. Could this bull hold the key to the future of Matusadona National Park? But once again, there's a serious complication. To find and collar our first great tusker, we ventured to the vast Wangi National Park. We visited many waterholes and saw thousands of elephant, but none were suitable. Finally, on the last day, we found our long-awaited prize. The Wangi Tusker was successfully collared
He's up.
and is now being monitored and tracked wherever he goes,
Good boy.
protecting him from hunters and giving us vital new information about these magnificent animals. Now, as our quest continues, Craig and I make our way to Matusadona National Park, and I'm astounded by the breathtaking views from the air. This water wilderness called Lake Kariba meets the rugged shoreline of a massive escarpment. And it's here that we begin our search for our second Great Tusker to collar and protect.
Matusadonna animals tend to be a lot smaller, more compact,
Very slender, very good-looking elephants with long, thin tusks.
adapted to the rugged terrain and getting up and down the different gradients there.
Often red in colour because they're mud bath with the red swirls.
But they also tend to be on the shore front. And as soon as you dart an animal anywhere near water, the challenge is to keep it away from water because of the risk of drowning if the animal becomes anaesthetized in the water.
Using the stifling heat to our advantage, Craig and I scout the shoreline. We suspect that because of the heat, a lot of elephants will be drinking or cooling down. It's not long until we come across our first Matusadonna bull.
He's going to come past here. You see, he's already walking on that ridge. And he'll come past, he'll give us a head shake, he might kick some dust at us,
But look how impressive he is with his ears out.
making himself look even bigger. And why he's a little bit nervous now is he's been feeding on this peninsula and that was all fine. But now he has to cross past us. And when he has to do it, he has to come closer to us. So for him, he's feeling a little bit more nervous. He now realizes he's got a gap and he'll calm down and his gait will slow.
Yes.
You see now he's in a happier place. He'll start probably looking for food again.
Just still keeping an eye on us.
Look, he's got a friend.
And these guys here, are they suitable for us to possibly dart?
The guy on the left is for sure, with that lovely ivory, and it's got potential to grow long. But in this park, what historically has been... I remember coming here as a child with my dad, probably when I was about 12 years old, and I saw a bull called the Churra bull, and he had these long, long straight tusks to the ground, one curved in front of the other.
The curling at the tips, that's typical for this area.
That's typical of a certain line of elephant. You see now him, he just has that curly tusk. And there's a line of elephants that carry those steeds. There's a line of elephants that carry these very long tusks with one curling in front of the other.
And ideally, this is what we want to find.
Yeah, I would think it's more representative of the Matusadonna elephants.
Moving on to find the right bull, we spend some time with elephants eating torpedo grass in the water.
What is it like for you as a wildlife enthusiast to forge relationships with these big animals and then to come back one season and realise that they're not here anymore?
I'm not really a wildlife enthusiast. This is
Come
my
on.
life. It's more than that. You know, yes, you know, this is my job. My life is in amongst these animals. It's a vocation, so it's everything, you know. And it's very sad to see these animals get taken. I mean, there's many examples of it. We had a lovely bull in Matusadonna, which we nicknamed the Chunga bull. And he had this wonderful life when he was young. And he had the potential to be something incredible. And one rainy season we come back and he's gone and he was killed by poachers.
He may have left his legacy with 1 or 2 females, but Matusadonna National Park will miss out on roughly 15 years to spread his magnificent genes.
They have the right to live just as we do, you know. And it's very disheartening, especially with elephants, because they're such intelligent animals and because you can have a relationship with them. Some of these animals I would have known for 15 years,
Yes.
and suddenly they disappear. And it's quite tragic. But I mean, even elephants in safe areas, I mean, national parks is doing their best to combat against poaching, but as ivory becomes more expensive, as there's demand from the east, it pushes the price up and it makes people come and do illegal things by poaching elephant. And poachers, they run a big risk. A poacher was killed not too long ago in this park. Because they're armed and dangerous, our parks personnel have to fight back with the same means.
Yes.
And it's a bit of a war. And it's brave of these people that go and fight these poachers.
In terms of threat to elephants, what's more dangerous, poaching or trophy hunting?
No, poaching potentially is much worse because typically hunting is controlled, so it's only a certain number of animals. But having said that, poaching they're less likely to be specific in what they take.
They're indiscriminate.
So they'll just take any elephant. So yes, your population numbers go down, but it doesn't skew the genetics of a population.
Yes.
Whereas trophy hunters are killing those giants, those guys with the great genes. So they are, I mean, for example, a farmer who buys a prize bull, would he go and shoot his prize bull? Of course not. He wants it to breed. He wants the genetics out there. So that's what we're doing. We're saying protect these guys. These are prize animals. These are the prize bulls. Let them get their genes out. Whereas most trophy hunters, as soon as they see a big bull, they see reward in that, and that animal's going to get killed.
Today, Dr. Chap Masterson joins us. Chap has the responsibility of darting and collaring a suitable bull. We make our way to Fothergill Island, following a sighting of some likely animals from aerial surveillance.
So one of the things that you find in this national park is you find bull areas where bull elephants associate. And we've got half a dozen bull elephants here. And it gives us a great opportunity to see the different types of tusks that are here. You've got this animal on the left here with wonderful curly upcoming tusks like this. You get animals with much straighter twisted bow.
Nice body, thickness.
And then look at this little guy in the middle here with the longest of all the tusks. And he's possibly the youngest animal. And if we saw him alone, we might get it wrong. We might think, oh, he's an old elephant because he's got really big ivory. But he's a young bull with a lot of potential. And for what we're looking for an animal that's actually in his prime already. He's still got a few years to go before he's going to compete with a bigger bodied animal like the one on the left. So even though he's got the potential, he's not at the right time for us to dart.
It is so special, though, to see a young bull like this with so much potential. Would he be a target for trophy hunting?
Oh, definitely. And the problem with him is that even though he's young, he's got very big tusks, so he'll get killed before he ever gets a chance to breed. And that just cuts his line like that.
And he's got a very, very special line.
Yeah. Come, let's go along the edge here and we'll see what we can. We get a bit closer, get an idea. Because also it's interesting to see the temperaments of these animals.
How many years away do you think this guy will be from his breeding prime?
Oh, another 10, 15 years.
Gosh.
10 years. And then he's going to have even longer ivory.
I mean, 10, 15 years,
Yeah, 10 years
is a long time, really. I just worry, given that he does have another 10 to 15 years before he's in his breeding prime, it is so crucial to maintain safe havens.
Yeah, like national parks.
For boys like him.
Yeah.
Places where he can stay safe, grow up, get to his prime, and pass on his genes.
Because that is a spectacular set of tusks.
To find out more about their individual characteristics, Craig leads us closer to these amazing bulls, using the shallow waters so as not to threaten them. I'm amazed at how different these elephants look to the elephants we spent time with in Wangi. These bulls definitely have longer tusks, whereas the Wangi bulls were much larger bodied.
One of the things about elephants which I love is, look, when we got a bit close, he shook his head, but as we sat down, they knew we weren't going to upset them anymore. And they just continue with natural behavior. And you can sit here for hours and hours and just watch them and enjoy them.
What are these two elephants doing here?
Oh, look at them sizing each other. See how they put their trunks in each other's mouths? And now just look here. I mean, these are two youngsters. They're not really old elephants. But you watch how the animal on the left with his long tusks has such an advantage. However, the shorter, if the big guy gets killed, who's going to breed? Animal with small tusks. And you see how things get all messed up.
Yes.
It's amazing how just in the short time of our conversation, how they've drifted off. And what we'll do, we'll let them be. we'll leave now, and hopefully leave without them even knowing that we've gone, so that we don't disturb them at all as we go. So just walk a little bit bent over, and then we'll just sneak out over that ridge.
Back on the lookout, we continue to cover ground on the shoreline when we come across something remarkable.
We've happened upon something that you find here now and again. Hippos at this time of the year, there's not enough grass and they start to starve. And you always see this. You see this dip in the spine here when they're starving. And then look here, all the scars from this poor animal that it has on its body from another hippo. As they start to get thin, they get duffed up. And that's what you see here. And it's died from its wounds. But there's something incredible. As we arrived here, look where it's died. It's died on something that's very surprising to see, and that's a big old tusk. So it's stuck right underneath this hippo. So we're gonna recover this tusk and hand it into national parks.
You can feel it all the way along here.
But we don't know how big it is yet.
Here we go, this is the end.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, pull it up.
Try and lift it. Oh, wow.
No way.
But see, this tusk how it's been broken off here. I wonder, it hasn't been chopped off, so I think it's just a unusual tusk. And look at the root in this tusk. It's normally it's a clear passage, but sometimes they get calcification inside it.
But if you actually look over here, it almost looks like there's an entry wound. Is it not possible?
Yeah, but that's from a hippopotamus's. This tusk is about a year old.
And this tusk, if it had just broken off, would be quite smelly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you see the tusk is all dried up, so it's been here for a long time. And this animal, yes, there's a wound there, but that's from a hippopotamus's tooth.
Oh,
so hippos kill hippos. Their biggest enemy are themselves.
So we're going to chuck it in the truck and hand it into park?
Yeah, we'll take it back in. This is what I like to look at. This tusk has been here for us. See how it's flaking like this?
Oh, yes.
And that, if been left out here like for a year or more, will start to happen. And then look, you can tell something about this elephant. Look how he used this tusk. See how it's worn flat underneath? Mm-hmm. So that's from grazing on the ground or whatever it was that he was doing with it.
And because of the thickness, can we be quite certain that this is from a bull?
Oh, yeah. This would be the world's biggest cow ever. And it's heavy.
The other thing is, usually the pulp cavity is a single conical thing. This is gone through quite a lot of bony transformation. You can see infective processes there. Smoothed out this tusk there. It kind of tried to reorganize and heal, but eventually it's broken off at that point.
And does it hurt them when they break their tusk? Because there are nerves running through here?
If they break it over here in the root, they get an infection, they get an abscess. Okay. And that's a dangerous elephant because of the pain. Often they recover and they're okay, but if they're in that state, you've got to be very careful. He'll be a cantankerous animal.
Yeah.
This certainly was a pretty special find.
Oh. Very abnormal find. To be under a carcass of a hippo.
It's unusual, huh?
What amazes me is just how heavy this is.
And it's dried out.
And I mean, you can understand why they have such big bones to hold their head up.
Yeah, and muscles, tendons.
Do us a favour, let's chuck that in the car. No, I meant it.
Huh? This is chivalry in action right here.
What a truck.
That is a big piece.
Day 3 sees us looking for big elephant tracks on foot. Parks Ranger Nixon is a skilled tracker and joins us on our search. Tracking our bull on foot definitely heightens my senses, but I'm not prepared for what we find next.
In a way, it's not sad to find an elephant that's died like this, because it's unlikely that she was poached. It's a female, we can tell from her. The fact that it was a mature animal, and yet the skull isn't that big. Look at the tusks that were inside her. Look here, sorry. She actually only had one tusk, look at that. See, one didn't grow here.
Oh, wow.
And one did. And when you look at this like this, it's not that she lost a tusk. She never had a tusk. So you can get elephants born with one tusk. With elephants, there's things that are different. It's quite interesting to look at those differences. Look how dense an elephant's bones are to carry that weight.
quite a lot of tuberculi inside the bone marrow. There'd still be quite a bit of bone marrow in here.
Yeah.
The red blood cells are formed, but you can see how thick this is.
May I please have a feel? What sort of bone would this one be?
That's a female.
Female. Going into the hip.
That's going into the hip joint.
Check out the cartilage still here. Interesting thing with elephants, only when they get to about 40 do they fuse their bones.
Yeah.
So we did it about 18 or something, don't we?
Yeah.
So at about 40 years old, an elephant stops growing.
Wow.
And then the joints fuse to the long bones.
Basically, at this growth plate here, bone is being pushed apart all the time.
That's where you grow.
And that's basically where giving the length to the bone.
We do have a lot of bones around here, but I don't actually see the tusks. Where might they be?
It's been recovered.
Okay.
So people patrol these areas in anti-poaching, and they see the white bones or they see vultures, they'll investigate, and those tusks are recovered.
But these ones, they haven't been cut out. So
No.
she may have died and some time had passed
Before she's found, yeah.
before.
That's an important point, because a freshly poached animal, they've got to remove the tusks. They're still firmly embedded in the skull.
So they chainsaw, they cut them
No,
out?
no.
After a while,
Chainsaw would make noise. Just an axe.
Oh.
but after a while, that connective tissue rots and it becomes quite slippery, and you can actually
In about just over a week, you can wiggle them out.
Oh, wow. That is seriously cool.
All right.
Sad as this sight was, I'm relieved to see it was a natural death. I'm amazed at the sheer weight and size of these bones. The makeup of these magnificent giants is humbling. Back to the task at hand, and suddenly there's real excitement. We come across what seems like a suitable candidate.
Wow.
Could this be our bull?
His tusks are quite brown or grey.
Oh, it's a lovely elephant, you see that? But he's an old elephant. It'd be a very good candidate if he was a little bit younger.
He's got beautiful ivory.
Look how his shoulders stick up.
And his ears are quite tattered.
He has a thinner skin on his body, so they get worn.
Genetically, is he quite a good specimen?
No, those are superior tusks. You can see they're quite thick all the way down. That means he's wearing them. They would have been longer if he wasn't wearing them out.
And so if he's not the guy that we want to dart,
Yeah.
what qualities are we looking for?
Younger bull with great ivory as well. So a smaller elephant, but with similar kind of genetics, because this guy's got what we want. Plus, a guy like this has survived. So there's something else in there, an inherited intelligence and knowledge. I tell you what, Chap, we're quite close. We're probably gonna move out, okay? Come.
Craig confirms this bull is far too old to collar, perhaps in his late 50s, not allowing enough time to mate with many females and pass on his favourable genes. What we need is a 40 to 45-year-old with good-looking tusks. And then we come across even more bones. But this time from a big tusker.
Wow.
Yeah, a big bull, eh?
Check that out.
Look here. This is the other part of the lip here.
It's amazing.
But big tusks, eh? Maybe 17, 18 inches around the lip here. And then if you look here, if you come around, so this elephant's lip would have been here. The length of my arm, pretty much, is inside that, is buried inside. And you see how they stop eventually here, his eye is here. They actually go right in behind the eye.
Which bone is the biggest in their body?
This is the longest, the femur.
And this is the heaviest. This is the humerus. So that's sitting in his shoulder joint like that.
Wow.
And you know,
That is the point of his elbow, articulating down there.
Chap, they carry more weight than an elephant on its front legs. Because he's got the head that's sticking out the front, plus he's carrying halfway to the back. And their back legs don't carry as much, so they're thinner.
Gosh, you can just imagine the force on those feet as he's coming up and down hills.
The
It's
big
incredible.
animal.
He's a very big animal.
But still growing. And what's interesting, this animal was in his 30s,
Yes.
and he's still growing. So elephants, the older, this is one of the problems that we face, is elephants are only fully mature, let's say, or competitive when they reach full size. So they need to be 35, 40 years old before they're going to compete with other bulls to mate. And unfortunately, with that happening, their tusks get very big by then.
Yes.
So they often get killed, let's say at 40 or 35. And that's kind of peak breeding time or just before they're breeding. And that's a hell of a snag for them. So that's one of the reasons why we need to educate people and we need to kind of protect these animals.
Yes.
So through collaring, becoming aware where they go, how this animal, I mean, through the collaring, we might find out how these animals die because one of our elephants might get killed. And then we'll know that it was a hunter or a poacher or maybe just natural causes. Look here, this is an elephant's foot. It's all curled up, but you can see the toenails.
Wow.
When it dries, it becomes exceptionally hard. And obviously these cracks would have been closer together, but it's because it's bent over. And they last for years after an animal's died.
So would this be the hardest part, the hardest skin on his whole body?
It's the hardest skin on his whole body.
Wow.
Incredible, huh?
That's incredible. And how many toenails does he have?
He's got 5 on the front and 4 on the back. Often you don't see the 5th because it gets scuffed off.
How useful are the toenails?
They're fantastic. You know, an elephant, if you want to, you can paint them like red. They are useful because they keep growing. So you can use them. You'll see them when they're digging with their feet. They do a lot of digging with their feet, elephants. And it's obviously parts of their toe get abraded. But if you've got a nail growing, you can keep using it without wearing your body down. But you know what? This doesn't upset me. I'm actually quite happy to see a bull that's died of natural causes because they must starve. We must have nature playing its part. So let's say this elephant didn't digest its food well or did something wrong, it'll die. And it should. And that's what makes a better population of elephants, is this kind of thing happening. But when people start to play God and kill animals, it doesn't work.
Our walk leads us on an old elephant trail. It takes us back to the Kariba shoreline, where we hope to check out more options.
Here's a fantastic elephant. And I'll tell you why. Look at him. He's mature. He's got lovely ivory. Very typical of this area. And we would choose him to dart, but for one thing. And that one thing is he's only got one tusk. He's broken a tusk off. And that in itself might not seem like a reason to not choose him because he obviously has the genes for 2 tusks.
Yes.
And they both would have been big. But is he going to be able to breed with only 1 tusk? Is he going to fight a male that has 2? Now, we don't know this. So we can't go and put all our energy into this wonderful animal with something like that in the back of our minds.
But also, is he less likely to be trophy hunted because he only has 1?
Let's just see how he reacts to us. Let's get a little bit closer. I mean, it could also be a defect, hey, Chap, that he has broken off a tusk he might.
Yeah, look, I don't know. This is, judging from the size of that tusk and the shape, it looks very similar to the one that we picked up the other day.
Yeah.
And that definitely showed signs of an infection, so it wasn't a defect per se, it was something had happened.
Yeah. No, I don't want. Look here. Now we can see. I didn't even walk towards them, just to walk across them like that, and they're suddenly where we people. And now you get to see that he's lost his tusk. But a mature bull, see the dents in his head? Nice and big. All right, come, let's leave these guys. Great to look at.
So it's back to the vehicle to cover more ground. And as usual, we get sidetracked by something unusual that Craig spots.
Look at this little baby's ear. It's been folded the wrong way.
But how would that have happened?
I think inside it's cartilage that gives it its structure. So it obviously just was like that in the womb, and it's come out like that, and it's going to live its life. It's not going to get fixed.
What sort of effect would it have on it, though?
It won't be as effective at cooling as other elephants, but I've seen them survive to be adults even with a deformity like it.
It's so interesting how dexterous they are with their trunk. It's almost like they have fingers on the end.
It's like a hand, isn't it? What's interesting, like all of our movement, there's a bone inside with muscles attached and it articulates, and we can work it like that. An insect, for example, has its skeleton on the outside.
Exoskeleton?
That's right, and then it has its muscles on the inside, which it works against that hard structure to bend. An elephant's trunk is not like that at all. It's just muscles, but it's muscles working against muscles to bend, and it's amazing. You can twist right around.
Oh, it's an
very
incredible
strong,
tool.
yeah. Look at this wonderful old elephant with her ivory that sticks out wide. And for a female, that's quite long tusks. And she's old. You see the big dents in her head. She's a big animal. Great wisdom. So not only do the males carry the genetics for ivory, so do the females too.
So if a big tusked female mated with a big tusked bull,
Yes,
they would produce
potentially extraordinary.
potentially great tusks.
Although we have been searching with no luck so far, today we continue to cover this rugged terrain with renewed energy and optimism.
What it is in the Matusadona National Park, these fantastic bull elephants with wonderful long ivory, some of the longest ivory in Africa. And what we find is there's certain areas where we find the bulls. So they have their favorite places where they'll come and go. This ridge that juts out here is one of those places. And you follow the path, they go way back into the mountains. And then also our local knowledge of the area is that there is a particularly big elephant which frequents this area. What Chap was saying is he's not necessarily the right elephant to collar. We think it's him from his footprints, but he's old. And if we dart him, he might not get up. And the other thing is we want an animal that's kind of subprime, that he'll last into the future. Come, right, let's go quietly. Radio silence.
My heart skips a beat. It's hard to gauge the length of his ivory, but as we draw closer, this is a sight to behold.
There was a second elephant here as well. What always amazes me is you only have to travel a relatively short distance, just a few hundred kilometers, and you'll come to a different type of terrain or habitat, and the elephants change. So you get animals that are perfectly adapted or minutely adapted for this specific area, like this, a big bull that can climb.
Look at those magnificent tusks. Here he comes.
The problem with this guy, we've got two problems with. First is where he's sitting. He's surrounded by water, so if we darted him and he picked a line and he started to go under the influence of the drug, it's more than likely that he would end up in the water. If he's not able to maintain his trunk above the water level, he'll drown. And the other one is, if you look at him closely, you'll notice that his shoulder blades and his hip bones are quite prominent, indicating his condition. Now, if you can imagine this animal with a lot of weight on the front of his head, you saw that bull in Wanky, how he, after they get up, or after you reverse them, he needs to rock to get up. And he was on flat ground. You notice he has quite sloping ground. If he were to fall with his legs uphill and his poor condition with that weight of tusk, it would be impossible for him to get up.
Yes.
Even if he was fully awake.
You know what is extraordinary? Is to see these animals are still here. They're hard to find. His biggest threat is that if he crosses this river on our left here, because there's a hunting area on the other side, and those people, he wouldn't go 2 yards and he'd get shot.
And I wonder if we're aware of this animal.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, people know of this animal.
He's still able to fight with that amount of weight.
He just lifts that head up and he can just outreach anyone.
A lot of the competition with other males is not necessarily physical fighting.
Intimidation.
You know, if they measure tusks against one another.
Yes.
And it's just a straightforward dominance thing. A subordinate would just submit on sight of those tusks, really.
And
So we should dart this guy, man.
Chap, around how old do you think this bull might be?
40s.
Yeah, he's in his early 40s, eh?
He's still got some time left in him. He's agile, man. If he can climb that slope, he can get back on his feet.
I just don't like his
spine.
his
But you're going to see
shoulder
that in every elephant in this park.
No, I know, but some of them are in better terrain, eh? And the thing is, this chap is listening to us now.
Contrary to our original thoughts, the debate now is about the chances of darting and collaring this bull. Is he strong and agile enough to recover? Craig and Chap both agree his age is perfect. That's a great start. We cross over to the island to investigate further. I'm amazed at the agility of such a huge elephant. Suddenly, the wind changes direction. Our scent unsettles him. Surrounded by us and the film crew, this massive bull starts to weigh up his exit strategy. We all keep dead still.
Very still. Look how agile he is at going uphill. Wow. And this is what I wanted to show you about elephants. They're much easier to go up than to go down.
That is awesome.
What's been very interesting here is we were worried about if a bull like this would get back up because he's got big ivory in it. And we followed him around his island. We've been with him for a couple of hours now. He got our wind and he moved off and he climbed up a slope like this. And what we saw was this elephant isn't as old as we thought, and he's very agile. So what that's allowed us to do is to rethink our situation, because if we can collar and monitor this animal, we can really protect him. People are going to see that collar, they're going to change their mind, and we're going to perhaps be able to save the biggest tusker in this national park.
But there is another side to the story, right?
He's still young. Well, there's always a risk when we do.
There's always a risk when you dart an animal. He's not in great terrain right now. He's in much better terrain than when we found him, but it's still not great. He has been a little bit unsettled by our presence. He caught our wind on the island over there. The good thing is it didn't cause him to bolt. He's moved 200 meters off. He's comfortable, so he knows we're here. We're upwind of him at the moment. You could see him smelling while he was drinking. So he's perfectly aware of our presence, and he seems comfortable at this distance. If he was an animal that was really skittish and was making for that tree line, obviously it becomes not an option. But the fact that he's relaxed, maybe we give him another hour and just follow him around like we did in Wanky. If he moves into a better situation, better terrain, and gives us an opportunity, we can take it further.
All right, come, let's go through there to the mapani tree. Come, everybody comes in the shade. Chap brought up a very interesting thing about the difference between this and this. I mean, really, what's the effective range?
35 meters.
Yeah.
And you're putting quite an unstable projectile through it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can shoot from 70 meters away.
Yeah.
And when you're within that close distance, you're within his comfortable range.
And we've got that 7 to 12 minute or 5 to 12 minute time before he
takes it.
Yeah.
So
it's not like killing an animal. You just shoot him dead and it's fine.
And it's over.
Yeah. So it's way more exciting.
It's important to we have to be really, really quiet, get in really close, get a good shot,
and
quiet.
Also be in a safe place, especially, Chap. Undoubtedly, I believe this elephant in time will be our greatest national treasure in this park. Everyone will know him as the Matusadonna bull, the Matusadonna bull. And he'll have 10, 15 years of life. Our kids will be 20 years old and know him.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe even a grandchild. That's amazing. Right, come.
And so the process begins. Chap prepares the complicated concoction to dart this magnificent icon. Chap and Craig use the cover above the bull so as not to scare him, and they want the crew and I to get well out of sight. The plan is coming together perfectly. Chap finds a clear line and the dart finds its mark. We pray our prize specimen doesn't run off too far. The team are already at work getting the bull into a safe position for collaring as I arrive with the film crew. The size of this big guy is absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, let's go.
Behind it, yeah. Okay, I've got it.
And just as in Wanky, we want to make sure we get lots of penicillin around the dart site just so he doesn't get any infection.
Nice, he's just had a mud bath, which is great, so it's cool.
We're going to put the whole bottle in.
Keep that trunk straight.
Chap is worried. There are many small sticks and branches here. Will this bull have enough space to rock himself up again? Will the heat sap his strength? Everything is hanging in the balance.
Chap, that much, eh?
Not too tight, eh?
No, it's 22.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Do you want to put the reverser in whilst I'm still doing this?
I've put past the reversal. I'm going to start injecting the thing slowly, yeah?
Let me go for the last one first. Okay, but...
Okay.
Right.
He's going to start. Okay, Craig, I've given reversal, eh?
Okay, I'm aware.
Will you see that ear move? We move.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sorry, my boy.
The reversal drug is clearly working, but I'm really worried that he won't make it back on his feet.
Oh, he's doing everything right. He's throwing his weight. It'll take him a while. That drug's still pouring through his thing, and it's blocking the torphine which we put on earlier. Here he goes. Oh, that's good. That's nearly up. You want a hand there, chap? Okay, here he comes. Come on, boy. That's it. Chap, it's only his first few attempts. Still. Watch it. Come on.
Things are going wrong. We need a plan B. Chap and Craig attach ropes to enable them to help this great tusker. There's more cooling and clearing. I've never felt so anxious in my life. The team are doing everything they can. This cannot fail.
Okay. Pull.
He's up! Incredible! The bull chooses a safe exit.
Good job, Johnny.
We are absolutely exhausted, but hugely elated all went well.
It's a fantastic feeling, isn't it? I mean, to have darted that animal, and the biggest tusker in this park. The main reason really is this animal is a national treasure. It's an elephant that belongs to every Zimbabwean, and for the rest of the world to see as well. He is so impressive. He's still young. Those tusks are going to grow another 2 feet in his life. They already on the one tusk you could see where he was touching the ground with it. He'll be an elephant that when he walks, digs with his tusks. That's what he's going to be in the future. So by putting a collar on him, we hopefully will detract from people killing him. The fact that he is a collared animal, and if you do kill him, we're going to know who's done it. We'll know the hunter that
And we
killed
left
that
the
animal.
collar tags really long.
Yeah.
So there should be no excuse that we didn't see the collar or anything like that. You know, they're hanging a good 2 feet below the attachment site, so they're nice and visible.
This is a really good idea, Chap, of yours.
I really feel like we did a great thing today.
Good.
Yep.
It's quite a long drive back to camp. We've travelled a long way today to do this. Let's all jump up and I'll drive us home so you guys can have a nap in the car. Come, let's go.
This iconic creature will now be tracked and documented over the next few years. And so we've named him the Matusadonna Tusker. It's a unique privilege to have experienced such a close encounter with one of the planet's last great tuskers. Now that this awesome bull will be protected from trophy hunters operating on the periphery of Matusadona National Park, we all feel a huge sense of achievement. Our mission here is not over. We need to find our great Matusadonna bull using the tracking telemetry. We need to make sure he is comfortable and back to his usual habits.
Balancing.
What are we actually listening for?
Beep. 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 So in the radio collar, there's a GPS component, and then like a VHF component that's sending out a little beep every now and again. So when you get within a few kilometers or line of sight, you normally pick up the beep, beep, So we're coming into his area on the edge of where we normally see him, and then we'll start using it as we come. So every couple of k's we'll stop, we'll have a listen. But don't forget, if he's in this valley here, and it's not line of sight, we're not necessarily going to pick him up.
And is it directional? So
Yes, so what Chap did there, he finds where they get the stronger signal, and then he holds it differently, and then he can fiddle with the frequencies and get, right, it's in that direction. That's where the best signal's coming from, and that's how it works. But let's keep going.
Without the telemetry set, it would be like looking for a needle in a haystack in this vast, rugged national park. Here's the tricky part. The signal comes from a valley with no road access. It's all on foot from now on, but our excitement gives us added energy. The signal becomes stronger. It's leading us towards a dry riverbed. We're close.
What's most likely, it's the hottest part of the day now, and he's a clever animal with the elephant, and they're brilliant. He'll be under a big shady tree like that, resting, and then as it cools, he'll follow these paths that we've been walking on. He'll follow them down this river, and there's springs on this river, secret springs, that only elephants and a few people know about.
This is really fun, using a different method of tracking. It's totally different than anything that we've done before.
We haven't picked up on his footprints yet, but as soon as we do, then that's easy peasy.
Yes, but I mean, it's exciting to hear the beep, beep, and to know that we're actually slowly getting closer.
Right, let's just keep going. We'll go down 2 more corners.
Craig is worried we'll scare the animal. He chooses to approach alone to observe the giant.
What we'll do is we'll just have a really good look-see, and then we'll just leave. So when you find yourself in a position like this, where you're trying to be as quiet as you can, it's a wonderful idea just to take off your shoes. Because really we evolved as a predator, or a part-time predator at least, and it's amazing how quietly you can walk barefoot. So he's very unaware of us, which is great. That's what always we want with these animals. Elephants don't feed when they're nervous. And no one can mistake that he's got a collar on. So it's quite easy for me to get within 25, 30 yards of an animal like this with them completely unawares. And you must realize that the people that would be after these tusks have exactly the same skills, or even better skills than I do.
Mission accomplished. All is well with the Matusadonna Tusker. A celebration is called for. We join a local safari lodge owner on his boat for a spot of fishing.
How are these great big tuskers important to you?
Well, Matusadona is renowned for big tuskers. And they are iconic, you know, they're symbols of Matusadona National Park. And we promote that. So for people to be able to see a big tusker on a short safari is fantastic. It really is.
And Kevin, what's nice as well is we can do it from a boat, we can do it from a vehicle, and we can walk.
One of the things I've been amazed at is the agility of these elephants. Like, the genetics here are really special. The fact that they can climb up and down.
Yeah.
They're so nimble and agile for such giant creatures.
Absolutely.
That's been actually my favourite thing that I've seen so far.
And most of the roads that you find in these mountainous regions have been constructed on elephant trails.
Isn't that amazing?
Because they found the easiest route up the hill.
All around, yeah.
I'm amazed at how many big tuskers we have seen here as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whether it's just that we're looking in the right places, but it's impressive, it really is.
They are genetically gifted animals. Yeah. They really, really are. And these little, slightly smaller bulls with long ivory wouldn't compete against the elephants in Wangari. So this is the right elephant for the right place. And by visiting these animals, you are helping, because the presence of people on safari stops illegal activities happening.
And why are you here, Kevin? Obviously, there's a big component of making a business, but you obviously have a sincere passion for this place.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was probably the worst business venture I've ever made. But I made it with my heart. And
Yes.
That's what matters. I've been coming to Kariba all my life. And it just occurred to me that I can still marvel at elephant on the shoreline, marvel at the lake, marvel at the bush and the scenery 50 years into my life, and surely foreign tourists are going to find that attractive. Surely if I think it's beautiful after 40 or 50 years, they're going to marvel at it.
I can't imagine that a single guest comes through that isn't absolutely amazed at what you have to offer.
I know that this has nothing to do with big tuskers, but I must show off my skills. I caught the only big fish.
He hasn't landed yet.
Awesome.
It's a nice fish here.
So what sort of bream is this? Or bream? What sort of bream is this?
It's called a pink happy.
A pink happy. Oh, I wish I brought my camera.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, that's a very respectable bream. Eh?
Well done. Clever girl.
Kate. Fantastic.
Give it a kiss. And then put it in gently. Release.
Catch and release. Go and breed, my friend. That was awesome. I just hope that there's plenty more.
In the next and final episode, we travel to Mana Pools National Park. Here we find amazing elephants doing amazing things. One of Craig's favourite bulls scares every fibre of my body. We get close to the action as we try to collar an extraordinary bull with a unique trick up his sleeve. Find out if we complete our mission.